This is a UNC hosting Duke basketball tomorrow, Friday.
Yeah, it is.
This is a rivalry Friday. This is a Hubert Davis hosting Jon Scheyer Friday, even though it's all happening on Saturday. We've been jacked up about it since Monday, really since Tuesday when UNC wrapped up their game against Georgia Tech. It wasn't a good one, but we turned the page pretty quickly and started looking to this rivalry. And the coaches have an interesting little the coaches are in an interesting place because I'm sure they sympathize with each other in a way that just about nobody else can. Right? You take over for Roy Williams in North Carolina, there's only but a handful of people out there that know anything what that's like, and that's probably Jon Scheyer for taking over from Coach K at Duke, right? It's a very limited number of people that have that kind of similarity. Ironically, they're rivals, so they probably aren't giving each other like, hey, run that by me. I can be a sounding board for you. Probably isn't something they've said to one another.
Hey, whatever you need.
Yeah, let's compare notes. We're in similar situations here. It's not how it goes down.
Let's talk strategies.
Yeah, how funny would that be? When you're going up against like Scheyer talking to Hubert, when you're going up against a 7-footer with NBA potential, here's what you want to do. Wait a second. I'm telling you how to guard Filipowski. Jon Scheyer has never lost to Carolina as a head coach. 2-0 last year. Hubert Davis has the two most meaningful victories in the rivalry over the last several years, meaning the win against Duke in Coach K's last home game when they had everybody in attendance, and then the Final Four later that year. So they both come in with some kind of something to stand on, right? They're locked into a long-term battle of wits, and that's what I'm here for. Right? The rivalry games, there's a thread being woven through your entire season about this game. You may have run a play 2 months ago. You may have run a play 2 weeks ago with the sole purpose of Carolina's going to watch this. Duke's going to watch this film. Right? When Hubert sees this, he's going to, and then we're going to catch him with the counter. Like I mean, I know that happens in football, and it's a little bit more obvious because – you know, football is like run a play, stop and run a play. But, I mean, I remember our coach, literally, the quote was, if we wiped with our left hand, Villanova, who is our rival, they would have it on film and would be saying, did they switch their strength? Did they switch their strength? That was his joke. So he's like, we got everything we do, they're watching. You don't limp walking out to the practice field because they're going to see it and go, oh, his ankle's hurt. We'd be running a play week 2. We wouldn't play our rival till week 11. He'd be going, they're going to see this. And then, let me be clear, that was not a hundredth of the intensity of the Duke North Carolina rivalry, so I can only imagine how often Jon Scheyer has taken a peek at the defense that UNC has been rolling out the last 11, 12 games. The intensity they've been rolling it out with, the versatility of Harrison Ingram. Here's Jon Scheyer and how tough that UNC defense is.
You're going to be successful if you defend the three-point line that well. And teams have not shot good percentages from three against them. And, they really put an emphasis on protecting their paint while at the same time defending the three. It's what we try to do. And, I think it starts, though, with great intention by their players, by their coaching staff. They've done a great job guarding the ball. You can't have a good defense if you don't guard the ball. You don't, and if you don't guard pick and roll defense, and they've done that. And so it's not a team where you can look and say, all right, you need to drive him or attack him. They all are capable defenders, and they have 5 guys that defend it together. And then the last thing is they hold you to one shot. They don't give up offensive rebounds really for the most part, and so. That limits what you can do on the offensive end if you can only get one shot.
I love that. I love it for so many reasons. I love it because there's no player on UNC that you want to attack. When there's a weak link on the defense, that's easy coaching, right? Who's the bad defender guarding? Get him the ball. When they don't have one of those, you have to scheme. You have to play against what they're doing. You have to set them up for their instincts to be wrong. But they defend the three well. Well, guess when Duke is playing their best? When they are shooting the lights out, strength on strength. The impressiveness of these two coaches, Hubert Davis, Jon Scheyer, I actually believe are for almost exactly opposite reasons. I'm impressed by Scheyer because he's a second-year head coach who sticks to his guns, right? He doesn't see 3 early season losses. He doesn't see a bad loss to Pitt and go, you know what? I think I was wrong with how I was playing this team. Which I admit, sometimes I'm looking at it going, change. Change, man. You just lost again to a team you shouldn't have. Change. And he stuck to his guns, and that's brought them back into the top 7. And that's why Jeremy Roach is here, his veteran leader, upperclassman, talking about the team trending in the right direction despite those early season slowdowns.
I think we're trending in the right direction. I mean, obviously, in the beginning of the years, you got to just find your identity at the beginning of the year, and then one of our key guys goes down. I mean, Tyrese, you know how special he is to our team. I mean, the things that he does on the court, and when you're missing a guy like that, kind of in the middle of the season when you're trying to find yourself, it can kind of mess the team up. But I think the freshmen have kind of grown up early throughout the year. Like they stepped up a lot, especially in early times against Hofstra, Charlotte, Baylor, Queens, Syracuse. When he was getting back, the freshmen stepped up a lot and they grew up a lot. So I think we're trending in the right direction. Obviously, we're all healthy now. Tyrese is back. I'm back. Mark is back. So it's going to be a special thing going forward.
Guess who's back? He listed everybody's back. But that's Scheyer sticking to his guns. Hubert Davis, on the other hand, do you know what I respect about him? His willingness to change. This offseason, obviously they missed the tournament last year. He didn't have any qualms with going, hey, Harrison Ingram, transfer portal. Cormac Ryan, transfer portal. Jalen Withers, transfer portal. Caleb Love, thank you. See ya. Those are big, moving on or not fighting tooth and nail to keep Caleb Love, however you want to word that. That's a big stand on your evaluation. That's a big stand on these changes are going to work. That's a big, obviously Caleb Love brings a certain kind of offensive firepower that RJ Davis has filled in a lot of ways, but you had to bank on that, and you had to bank on maybe his subtraction with the addition of some other players could lead to a better defense. Here's Hubert Davis on refocusing on the details on that side of the basketball.
Defensively, I always talk to you guys about, my conversations with the team about, the discipline and the details, just defensively in terms of, technique on ball screens, box outs, talking on defense, contesting shots, scouting report, tendencies, and just the discipline and details. Those are things that need to be tightened up that consistently weren't tightened up in that game. But you just got to give credit to Georgia Tech for winning.
There's a song about what I'm describing. You got to know when to hold them. Know when to fold. I was
going to challenge you to sing it, but you just did it. All right.
Oh, I got no problems with it. I don't sing well, but I'm not embarrassed by it. More of a performer than anything. That's what I like about these two coaches. Whether their bold stance is sticking to their guns or their bold stance is changing things up or their bold chance is being risky, their bold chance is not taking a chance, whatever it is, they are convicted in their beliefs. And there is a tendency, especially when you're following up legends like they are, there is a tendency to maybe always do the just go with the flowy thing, right? There's that tendency of always trying to make everybody happy. Oh, no, what if I'm wrong? Oh, no, they're going to compare me to Williams or Kay. Oh, no, this is going to happen. And they haven't gotten caught up in that. Now, let's be real. About 5-6 years from now, if they're both still coaching, they're going to have a record against each other, and they're going to have to stand on business, right? That whether it's good or bad, they're going to have to own up to it. Mm-hmm. So you made the stance, you made the decisions, you another saying, you made your bed, go ahead and lay in it. This one's going to be a good one tomorrow.